Hi everybody, welcome to the cave. I am Sarah from Sarah Bear's Creative Cave, and today is Vlogmas Day 11. Sitting in my hubby's chair in the corner with the lights and stuff today, and we have our trusty sidekick Rupert, aka my little butthead. And you're gonna go over there? Okay. We'll go then. Go look out the window. Sorry. So yes, I'm sitting in the chair today and you guys are on my tripod. I have a few things to show you guys today, so hopefully the mic is working good enough and you guys can hear me. I always worry about that and usually it's pretty good. So today we're going to show some finished items that I wanted to show. Sorry, I'm going to look over here a couple times just to let that go. What's that? Would you like to, he likes to smell stuff. Would you like to smell it? Okay, can I show it to them now? Well, thank you. So, I was saying that I was doing some dishcloths and how I really like knitted dishcloths. So, this is a pattern I got on Ravelry, and don't mind the ends. See, I didn't weave in my ends in this one. But you can see in this one how there's like this weird stripe. The pattern, and I can't for the life of me remember, apparently I'm prepared enough with everything except for that, and I'd look on my phone, but you guys are on it. So anyways, yeah, the pattern called for you to do a mattress stitch to seam it closed. There, that's a better view. And it leaves like this little ridge, and I don't like that. So I kind of just made my own join for the next one. And I don't remember what the pattern is called, but I literally just went on Ravelry and looked up a knitted dishcloth. And kind of kept scrolling until I found one that I really liked. And I really like this one. So yeah, I made 2 of those. And the other yarn that was stuck to it. I was working on a dish towel, which I don't remember the name of the pattern. But this one was the Yarn Inspirations one that I found on Ravelry because I looked up knitted dish towel. And see if I hold it back far enough. So yeah, you can kind of get a sense, I'll hold it up a bit, that it's got like the garter stitch edging all around, and then it's got like a seed I love how it's turning out, like how the colors are kind of pooling in there. And I've discovered that seed stitch is basically just alternating knit and purl, and then you purl your knits and knit your purls. That's what a seed stitch is. Didn't know that. Learned my thing. Loving my circular needles. These are ones that I got when I did an order for yarn that took forever to get here. Let's see. I did do a video about these. Oh, the lights are flashing. I forgot to change that. Anyways, these are nickel plated, and I need more of them in my life because these are amazing when you're working with cotton. They don't stick. They slide really easily. Oh, they're beautiful. Because wood hooks and cotton, they're not BFFs. So that's my whip, so that's how far I am on it. I have to do this until it's like, I think 8 inches or something. So there's that. And now, you guys remember that I had said my gift from hubby, which is a webcam that he said I could order for Christmas, was in Timmins, but they said I wasn't going to get it till like Thursday, because apparently it had to sit around for 3 days or whatever. I guess maybe because of the backlog. I was like, well, I want it right now. Not that I'm allowed to open it till Christmas. And if you remember in a previous video, I had said that I opted for the gift wrapping so I could put it under the tree and I wouldn't actually be able to see the package or see the box or be like, oh my gosh, can I just have it right now because it's not wrapped? Because I would totally do that. But anyways, we opted for the gift wrapping and I let my husband write a note. So I got the box today, and I did open it. It's just a little box. I'm like, I don't know how this gift wrapping is going to be. Is it like tissue paper stuffed on top of it inside of a box? What's it going to look like? Because I've never gotten anything gift wrapped from Amazon before. And you guys, look at it, so sparkly. And it says a gift for you. And there's like the little note that's there. I have not read it. I'm going to wait till Christmas and try to be a good girl. But this bag is like, it's like a thick, like a lined organza kind of. Like it's an organza bag, but it's lined with, I don't know, some kind of fabric. And then the bow that it's tied with is actually the drawstring for the bag. Like this is a really nice bag. I'm really impressed, actually. And I think there's tissue paper inside. Can you hear the crinkle? So this is going right under my tree, right there. And it also came with this little envelope. I just love their little smile, like, I went online shopping. And it says the order and return information is inside, but what I really love that they did is that they write on the front, keep your gift a surprise, unwrap your present before opening this envelope. So it's a gift, so you know it's a gift, clearly it's wrapped as a gift. They don't want to give you any spoilers, so I think that's really cool. I was actually very impressed. I was like, yeah, that's totally worth the $4 that it was for the gift wrapping. I would totally do that again. And I can reuse that bag. Like, it wasn't just wrapping paper or some cheapo... Like, I really totally kind of expected simple tissue paper, cheapo wrapping. But I am pleasantly surprised. So, yeah, it was $3.99. Definitely doing that again. I might do that for every gift, just so I have lots of bags for Christmas and gifting times. I love it. I wonder if like they change the theme of it depending on the time of year. Another reason I have to get gift packaging, because I have to know. So there's that. And a lot of you guys know that I have a gluten intolerance. I just tell people I have a gluten allergy because it's easier than saying, oh, you don't have an, you know, because people are like, oh, you don't have an allergy? Is it just because you don't want to eat gluten? No, Martha May. It's because if I eat gluten, oh, hell breaks loose inside my gastrointestinal system. And we have one bathroom in our house and my husband doesn't want to go near it, to put it nicely. It's not fun. I suffer. I get massive pains. My joints ache. I get migraines, I get all kinds of other ailments, not just gastrointestinal, like it causes me a lot of issues. So I don't eat gluten anymore. Yeah, I have a lot of health issues, because, you know, why have one when you can have them all? So, you know, I have anxiety and depression. I talk about it all the time. I'm very open with that. It's part of my life. It is what it is. And the more people talk about it, the less stigma there is surrounding it, and the more accepting, hopefully, eventually people will be of it. It's a real illness. You can't see it, but it's there, you know? So that's kind of why I share, not because I'm like, oh, look at me, poor me, I have anxiety. No, I don't want sympathy. I just want you guys to understand there's lots of people out there that maybe can't say it, or because of anxiety, don't say it because anxiety. So I share because I feel like it's really important. So it's part of my life, and so I share it with you guys. So anyways, long story short, I'm wordy, okay, people? Get used to it. So this is what I wanted to show you. You guys, this is exciting. This isn't the first time I bought them. This is probably the 4th time that I've bought them. I get this at, well, where I live, we have a store called Food Basics, which is where I got these. I haven't looked at other stores to see if they have them, because I know where to go in the store to get them at Food Basics. And if you know anything about anxiety, or maybe if you don't like to be in a busy place for a long time. You like to get what you need and get the heck out of Dodge. I'm one of those people that if there's a self-serve checkout, this girl's using it, because I can pack my own bags, generally, no offense, better than the people bagging stuff. And you gotta bring your own bags for the most part anyways, because I refuse to pay 5 cents for a piece of plastic that's just gonna end up in the garbage in the landfill and possibly in the ocean. That is what it is. Reusable bags for the win. But yeah, so anyways, I stick with what I know, because I know I can just go to the places where the stuff I need is, grab it, and I'm out of there. So when they reorganize a grocery store, I get really angry about it. But not so much, it's not angry, it's anxiety, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I can't deal with it. Because now I have to do a lot of walking around and I feel like a dum-dum because I don't know where stuff is, and yeah. So anyways, I stick with the kind of a few stores that I know, but once I became gluten-free, well, not that I became, anyways, once I started eating gluten-free, I started kind of checking other stores to see their selection because some have better than others. Food Basics does not have a very good gluten-free section. I'm going to be honest. And the section that says gluten-free above the freezer doors, because most of the gluten-free stuff is frozen because it doesn't last as long as other stuff does. But like half of the stuff in there is not gluten-free. It has flour or stuff that I can't eat in it, which is mostly flour, but other seasonings and stuff that contain gluten of some sort. Yeah, so, but like they stopped carrying the wraps that I used to buy there because those made the best pizza crust. They stopped carrying the plain English muffins. They only have the multigrain ones left. And they have like a limited selection of desserts and stuff. Yeah. Like if you want a muffin or a cupcake and you're gluten-free, you're paying like $2 or $3 for, you know, one. Like a package of 4, I think, was $6 or $7. Yeah. No, maybe it was closer to $8 for 4 cupcakes. Just saying. Anyways, here or there, long story. Again, I stick with Food Basics because I know they carry these and I love them. And it comes with 2 pouches. That means my oven has come to temperature, as I'm actually cooking some of these for supper tonight. But it comes with 2 pouches of plum sauce, which is also gluten-free plum sauce that I can eat, which is exciting. And it's actually pretty good. I don't always use it, but my husband eats these too. I only buy gluten-free chicken stuff now because why buy 2 kinds of stuff? And I have to cook 2 things and try to separate them so that I'm not eating gluten ones. Anyways, these are better than gluten ones. Just saying. They taste better. They're way tastier. I like them. My husband really enjoys them. Even he thinks they're better than regular ones. We only buy these now. So that's that. Sorry, can I take this bag over here? He's laying down on the little hope chest beside me. He's so cute. So this, speaking of reusable bags, this is currently my project bag for my Annie's Crochet Block of the Month Club that I'm doing. And as you can tell, it's got quite a bit of stuff in it now. So I'm going to have to obviously change bags eventually. But in here, yeah, you can kind of see that. I've done all the blocks, you guys. I've done them all. And now I haven't watched all the videos yet because I've been busy and I was crocheting while we were watching TV and stuff. So, that being said, where did I put it? I thought I put it in here. Maybe I didn't. Interesting. Okay, well I thought I had put the patterns back in here, but I guess they're over with my other bag, which is over there. So here is all my squares that I've made so far. The camera's on that side today, Sarah. Okay, so if you remember, we started out with these chinchilla colorways. So this one is the single crochet and the double crochet, and then like the shells one. And then for the next one, did we start out? Which one did we start? I think we started out with this one. So we started out with this one, and then we made this one. Now, y'all, I am not perfect by any means. I didn't do my ends in, so just live with it. I didn't have my needle when I was doing this stuff, so I'm going to work the ends in later. So this one's a little kind of weird looking at the bottom because I sometimes tend to chain really tight, so I was trying to do it a little loose. And part of my problem with that is I get my anxiety and it tenses up my muscles and stuff, and I don't really realize I'm doing it. So I tried like to be crocheting the chains a little looser, so the top is a little better than the bottom because I was overcompensating too much. And And then this one, I like this. This texture on this is amazing. Like if you look at it kind of from the side, it's kind of bumpy and lumpy. And it's awesome. I like it. This would be kind of neat for like a washcloth, I think. In a smaller size, because like I don't need a washcloth that's that big. Just for my face. So there's that. And then for these ones, I don't remember what order I did these ones in. I can't remember. I think I did this one first. This is, what stitch is that? I think this one is half double crochet. Pretty sure. Half double crochet. And then, I better work on that. There we go. And then I think I did this one second. I'm not sure. And then I did this one. And this one again is another one with some good texture. Lumpy texture. So far I have 9 squares, and like they're 9-inch squares. So it's going to be a fairly big enough sized blanket. And there we go. So there's my stack of goodness. Now, the chinchilla one, the first kit that I got, I had this whole skein left, plus like this little ball of it. The second month, I believe, was the white one. And again, I had a whole skein of the white left. And like a little bit extra of it as well. And then for this one, the one with all the chains that I did it weird and kind of loopy at the beginning, I had problems with that one because Sarah was like, I know what I'm doing, and I didn't read one very end part of one row of the pattern repeat. And so instead of doing like a double crochet instead of a chain or a single crochet, I screwed it up anyways. I had to pull it all back, so I ended up rolling the stuff into a ball to redo it. So I had this much left from one and a whole full skein. So far for the first 3 months, I've had an entire skein of yarn left. So that's kind of awesome. So I'm going to put those all back in there. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going to watch the other 2 videos just because it wouldn't be a proper review if I didn't watch the videos to give you kind of like the full. So I have to put this in a different place because the dog's spread out now that I moved it. Yeah. So it wouldn't be a proper review if I didn't do all the steps that were involved with it. So if you remember back to the first video, you get 2 crochet hooks, a size 5mm and a 5.5mm. You get a yarn needle, you get the little plastic case that the hooks and the needle are in one spot, and you can put all your patterns in the other spot. And each month comes with like a little leaflet excuse me, that has your printed patterns, as well as a video tutorial for each of the squares. The first month was step-by-step, very like simple. Here's how to do a slip stitch. No, here's how to do your starting loop, your slip knot. That's your burrs. That's what I'm looking for. Brain fog. So it comes with that, and the first one was showing you how to do single crochet, double crochet, and half double crochet. So you're like starting out with the basics kind of. So if you're a very beginner, you start very, very beginning of learning how to do stitches, and then you slowly incorporate those same stitches into different textures and different combinations to make different patterns come out in all the squares. So all the squares that I made have basically all the same stitches that you've learned so far. The single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet, and chain stitches. Basically, those are the 4 stitches that you need to know. And I've created 9 different squares, completely different squares, using just those 4 stitches. So if you think that, oh, I'm a beginner, or even if you're maybe kind of new and you're like, I'm not really that good, I don't think I could. No, yes, you can. Don't say you can't. Try. If you have to rip it out 4 or 5 or 20 times, go for it. Because eventually you're going to have that aha moment where the light bulb just goes ding and you get it. And some people will get it right away. And some people won't get it till the 20th time. And that's okay, because we're not all the same. People learn differently. I could never learn from written patterns. It was like reading a foreign language to me. I'm like, great, you're telling me how to do it, but I can't visualize it. I can't figure out, my brain can't wrap itself around it. I have to see what's going on to know what I'm doing. Like, I have to see a new stitch being done in order for me to understand how to create it. Now that I've been crocheting for like 31 years, I kind of have a bit more of a handle on it, and I'm able to kind of read a pattern and learn how to do new stuff just because I've been doing it for so long. When I first started out, I was like, I know I'm a big dum-dum. I don't know what I'm doing. And so if you're just starting out, don't get discouraged. Everybody's going to start at the very same point. Not knowing anything, not knowing how to make a stitch, not knowing how to hold your yarn. And there are so many ways to hold your yarn. I once had somebody on a bus. I was making Christmas stockings one year for my kids. I once had somebody on the city bus tell me, you're doing that wrong. I said, excuse me? What are you talking about? You're holding your yarn wrong. I'm like, no, I'm holding my yarn how I hold my yarn. So I'm a really firm believer, there's not a wrong way to do it. Like, I mean, if you're trying to hold it with your big toe and but even then, maybe you don't have hands and you have to hold it with your big toe. I don't know. But I don't really think that there's like a wrong way to do it. I don't really think there's a wrong way to hold your hook or a wrong way to hold your yarn. You can try how they teach you, and there's certain techniques that are common, yes. And if those don't work for you, that's okay. Find what works for you. Find what's comfortable for you. I can't hold the yarn all floofy with my fingers out because it hurts my wrists and I get really like pains in my arm. I can't do it. So I do what works for me. I kind of hold it in my hand and just kind of wrap. Both hands work in tandem. That's just how I do it. And that's okay. So if you're really new and you're watching this, like, oh, I don't know if I can, like, look at those squares. I don't know if I can do that, because that was me when I first kind of got going. Like, I haven't really been adventurous in my crochet, I would say, until like I'd say the last 10 years, 15 years. For the first half of my crochet life, I was like double crochet, granny square, or just, you know, basic stuff. And it wasn't until like I started like, okay, I'm so bored of doing these. I want to do something different, but I can never do what they're doing because those are amazing. Look at that. It's definitely possible. So don't give up. Don't get discouraged. It took me 20 years to figure out how to knit, people. 20 years. I'm not even kidding you. It took me 2 decades to figure out, oh, is that how knitting works? So it's possible. It's very possible. I'm sure it won't take you quite as long because I'm a visual learner. You know, 20 years ago, what was YouTube? What were tutorials? Like when the tutorials first started, there was none of this looking at someone's hands as they're working. It was, I'm just going to work and you're looking at me like I'm looking at you, and that's how they were doing tutorials. Well, that's great if I'm going to look in a mirror while I'm knitting to figure out what the heck, but how do I know where the needle goes, or how to put the stitches where they're supposed to go? How do I know how I'm supposed to put my hands? I couldn't figure it out. So it wasn't until I'd say a couple months ago when I'm like, you know what? I want to learn how to knit. I just need to get over this. I can't do it because I'm dumb. And that's how I thought. Excuse me. I just needed to get over it. And so I did. I'm like, I'm going to sit down and watch some YouTube tutorials. And I watched a couple and I found some great ones. Watch Barbara Knit is amazing. She has great patterns. She has lots of tutorials and she's very like in depth. She shows you exactly how to do it. She doesn't speed through it. So I definitely would recommend her. There's a couple other ones that I've come across in the last little while that I'm really enjoying. I can't remember their names off the top of my head right now. But yeah, so don't give up. Don't get discouraged. It's basically the bottom line. Just keep going. If you're new to crocheting and you want to learn Moogly Blog on YouTube, Moogly Blog is on YouTube. Krista at The Secret Yarnery has amazing tutorials. Creative Grandma is another one, has good tutorials, very like, this is how you do this stitch. This is how you put your hook in this stitch. This is how you